Not gonna touch anything.
That's smart. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was hello.
Hi, how are you? Happy Thursday. Wow,
Happy
Thursday.
Thursday. Thursday. You look like you're dressed for the weather outside.
Yeah,
Look at you.
freezing, freezing temps here in Chicago.
Yes.
So I'm doing it. And as it turns out, I have a lot of sweaters. So why not wear them? Right? I
Yeah,
mean, is that your twigs that
you
you're
got
wearing?
to. Yes, it is. Yes, it is
God,
my
that's so
twigs.
gorgeous. And I have not seen
I
that in an age. In an age.
It was at the bottom of the barrel, and I was doing some digging. I had materials classes this week, so I had to dig around, and I saw it. I'm gonna give it the full effect because it is a sight to
Woo!
behold. I mean, look how
Mm-hmm.
cute she is. I love
It's
this.
so good.
Yeah, it's perfect for lounging, which is what I will be doing just all day,
Yeah.
lounging around.
It's so good. Well, this is my Magnolia Bloom,
Magnolia
and
bloom.
talk about bottom of the stack. This was in the very bottom of my little sweater chest, and I wore it to class last night. I went over to Brooks' house and hugged him, and he was like, "Oh, that smells sweatery," and I was like, "Yeah, it was at the bottom of the pile. It's very sweatery."
Very
But yeah,
sweatery.
I think it smells great. He moved right along as he should have. But yeah, it was a little, you could tell that this was at the very bottom. My bobbles needed a little floofing. But they're doing fine.
Oh,
They're doing fine.
they look great. Laura, also hat. Loving
Yeah,
the
the
vibes.
thanks. Yeah, the hair is not coming together today, so we're getting a hat for the program, and that's what we're doing, which is acceptable because we knit. So I've
Yes,
decided that my Oslo hat, since it's me made, can make it on the program. Why not?
of course it can. Of course it can.
Yes.
I just watched your latest Jam Vent update.
Yes.
Uh,
Day
and I
5.
thought, day five, I thought maybe we could start by talking about advent calendars.
Well, I would love to because, as the party people know, I am a fan of advent calendars, and I rarely pull the trigger on the crafty ones,
Mhm.
but I got really into the Bonne Maman Jam Advent Calendar last year and sharing my daily jam thoughts with the people. And I
Jam
feel like
thoughts. Jam
it's
jams.
been great. Yeah, and it's been great to see. It's been a great excuse for other people to show off the various advent calendars that they subscribe to. So it's like we all get to benefit from their daily subscription. And I'm just loving this for us as a party. Don't you think?
Yes. Yes, I love it too. I was hashtag influenced. I'm not an adventure, mainly because I just don't think about it until it's December. And then it's
It
too
is really
late.
hard. It's hard when they like
Yeah.
debut in August. You're like, I'm not there
And you're
yet.
like,
I have
I'm
a
not
lot
doing
to
this.
do. Yeah.
Right? I
And
don't
then you
need
get
you.
to this time of year and you're like, I want 5. Where are they?
I
How
want,
can I do
yeah,
this?
exactly. Yeah. So, everyone in the party and you and your jam vent
Hmm.
really helped me wrap my mind around ordering advent calendars early. And Laura, I got 2 advent calendars this year.
Oh my gosh. Can we see show and tell, please? Oh my gosh. I am shocked that this is news to me. Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember about this one. Hooray!
All right.
Hooray! Tell
So
us.
this is the Kylie and the Machine sew and label advent calendar. All right. It is beautiful. A.
Yes.
B,
Oh my
just
gosh.
a delight for the eyes. And you may notice, see, Laura, when you're doing your videos, you have to find the jam.
Yes.
They have a map. They have a map.
Sequential. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so so I did not do 5 yet. So I thought maybe I'm not a professional. You
Thank
are a
goodness.
professional, but I thought maybe I could try I could try to. So you do this.
Yes.
We do the open, right? And then
Yes.
see, it's a little tough though. I practiced with 4.
Well, do
It's a
be
little.
careful. I broke my nail
You
to the
broke your
quick
nail.
today. It
Saw
hurt
that.
so badly, and I pretended that it didn't, but oh boy. So do be careful. In fact, just look right at it. Be careful. It's
I'm going
crazy.
to. Okay, so the clue is friendly garment care reminders, and there's a picture of a fancy dog next to it.
Ooh, okay. Now, have the pictures had
So,
anything to do with the labels so far, or just hints?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. They have not. Oh my God. So this one has 4 labels in it. First one,
Oh, cute. Okay, I
cute,
love that.
very cute, very cute. And
I mean, I don't know that I would ever put that in a garment because
oh,
that's to each their own. But that's cute. That's cute. Yeah,
I don't
shady,
think.
but cute.
Yeah, so they have been very cute. For instance, I put them back so I can admire them every time. We've got
Love
this
that.
little cutie. That was 3. Oh, I liked this one too.
That one's so cute.
So
I
cute.
remember, I don't know if it was the first year they did it, but I impulsively bought one of these at the height of
I
the pandemic. And
know.
I did get a lot of joy out of them. And I have to say, they've gotten cuter. Woo, a lot cuter. That's so
So cute.
fun.
And then the first one was huge. Started off with a bang.
Boom.
Cute.
I love
Very
that
cute.
color.
I know. So I did this. And so far, a delight. It's very fun to usually with my little coffee in the morning, I crack myself open my next
Yes.
little label.
Oh, God, that's cute. It looks like a Trapper Keeper, too.
I
She's got a real
know.
sense of design, that one. So into it.
Yeah. So very cute. Into it. I'm gonna have so many labels. I I sew a lot ish.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine getting this every year though. You have so many labels after one of
Yeah.
these that you can
I'm
probably not
still
do it again for like 5 years.
totally still working my way through the others, but I'm always glad I have them.
Okay.
There's a
So my
second one.
second advent calendar. This is kind of I have to pull this over. Okay.
Okay. Woo!
This
Wow.
is my whiskey advent calendar.
It's
I
so handsome.
it's like a it's like it takes you on a journey.
Oh,
It's
it's a trunk.
your trunk. It's your trunk. And then every day you open one of these. Oh, well, it's very safe because obviously it's a whiskey. It's whiskey. But
Secure.
you get one of these vials,
Number 6. And
number
so
6.
they numbered each day and it's from the same company, or is it like a
No,
different?
you also then
Oh,
have this journal where then you have to go and you read about the next part of your vacation to the lovely, for instance, on the 6th day, you surround yourself with clinking of chips and the whisper of cards in the hotel's exclusive casino. And then you get a little paragraph about the place where the whiskey came from and then the flavor notes, and you can take your notes and save your spot. Now obviously it is the 5th and obviously the 6th was open, and that is because Shane's out of town, so we had to get ahead a little bit.
oh,
So
sure.
that was our job. Yeah, so Roclo just said, yeah, we got ahead. Shane's gone for a couple days, so we got
Eagle-eyed viewers may
few
know.
days ahead. Yeah, we got 2 days ahead last night. But isn't this cute?
It's so beautiful. Like that's part
Yeah.
of what I love about these various advent calendars is just like how ornate the packaging is and how like how much thought and care is put into them. I'm
Yeah.
on a Jam advent calendar group chat. It's very exclusive. But of course, the people within the group chat are involved in other advent calendars, including the Woobles. There's a Woobles advent calendar,
Oh, I
12-day advent
saw.
calendar.
Yes.
And it's just like so, yeah, it's just so fun to go on these journeys. So I appreciate you sharing your journey with us because, wow, that is
Yeah.
so impressive to me. It really justifies
Yeah.
the cost in the end, I feel. I mean, every day, it's like, oh, so
Every
fun.
day you get a little taste of whiskey. We got 2 glasses too. So that was in the big middle section. So yeah,
Oh,
2 whiskey
sure.
glasses. And yeah, I will say that this whiskey advent calendar with shipping was nearly 300 American dollars.
Yeah.
Now,
Now, when you split it between two people, you're already taking the cost down. It's a lot.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's too much.
Well, that's all relative, as we can see, because you are very proud of your frugality, and it wasn't too much for you. So too much is relative,
Too
and
much is
I think it's
relative.
great. I think it's great.
I'm very happy that I have it, but it was hard. It was hard to justify that cost. But it is bringing a lot of joy, and we're learning a lot. And I was telling my cousin Terry about this earlier. Terry is a big fan of bourbon, and we have created a secret bourbon society when she comes to um the retreats, where we just drink bourbon and we tell everyone that they should come to our secret society too. Well,
Exactly how
lo
they
and
work.
behold, one of the whiskeys in the
It was
advent
chicken
calendar
cock.
was chicken cock, which is what Terry brought to the last retreat for all of us to share. And this was, yeah, our fourth day was the chicken cock whiskey. I was like floored. It was so funny. We went to the speakeasy and got some chicken cock.
Ooh. Well, there you go.
Exactly.
I thought of Terry as well. I went to a very fancy liquor store in Carmel, Indiana, and walked right into their bourbon section, and boom, the cock was looking me right in the face, and I was like,
Chicken
Terry,
cock. Yes,
Terry,
you
there it
heard it
is.
here first. Now, according to this book, the chicken cock leads with a caramel flavor note.
Oh, were you
So
picking that up? Were you picking up that note? Was it caramel forward?
it was caramel forward. Yeah, it was caramel forward. The one thing, and I would love to get people's thoughts about this too. We feel I'm not I am a person who likes learning new words. And I like looking them up and learning their etymology and everything, right? So I know a lot of words. One of the flavor profiles of the chicken cock is slightly?
Oh, weird.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I only know that as a modifier, not as like a adjective on its own, you know?
Slightly.
And it looks like little
I feel like it's
peppercorns in it. What is that?
or like sprinkles.
I just have no idea. Anyone out there? Any etymologists? Any cousin Terrys out there who is the expert on all things chicken cock? Would love to know.
Slightly.
Do
I
not
just
know.
can't. It's got to be a typo, right?
I just
Slightly. Slightly what?
I don't know. Right. It's like
We tried looking
if
it up because I was like, what does that mean? And we
Right.
couldn't.
Or is the design trying to like link two of the flavors? Like it's like this, but slightly this. Like, oh, slightly woody?
But it's got its own image and its
Yeah.
own, and in every other one, it's just like what it is.
Yeah, that's
See,
weird.
the sweet, and this is the same similar image to it. I feel like it must be a typo. And that is, Claire's exactly right. It is a ridiculous typo.
Yes. Slightly what? I don't know, but it'll haunt you.
Slightly. It
It'll stick with
will.
you.
It will. I'm confounded.
I just believe in the literacy rate of our group so much that someone out there,
I
if it
know.
had a real definition, they'd be like, "Oh, it means this."
Yeah.
Um,
Right. Yes. Yeah. So yeah. Well, that makes me feel bad because Shane and I were
Crazy.
sitting there like having our whiskey
Yeah.
and like meeting our thing. And we kept being like, okay, how are we now? Like with connections, right? When you're doing the connections, sometimes you're thinking about a word and it's just like the opposite of what it's actually
Right.
comparing to in connections. So we were sitting there like, okay, what aren't we thinking about? Slightly, but if it's a noun, but no, we just we couldn't do it.
I
It's
don't know.
got to be a
There's
typo.
all these quasi, I'm sure I know they exist, but to me, these like made up sounding words in the food and drink space.
Yes, yes,
Herbaceous,
yes.
vegetal, like these
That's
are
what
all
Shane was
things that
saying.
are
Yes,
bullshit
the
to me. And so
mineralities and
it
the
could,
tannins and
right,
whatever.
right,
Yes,
the mouth feel, etc. All this stuff is such bullshitty bullshit that I wouldn't
yes,
put it past them. So I'm still not convinced that they're not going to try to tell you that this is some kind of word, but
right.
I'm team typo. I'm team typo.
Yeah, it's like the magic of the magic of slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The magic of
yeah.
slightly. I just feel like they'll play it off as some sort of food word that we all know is a bunch of bullshit and was invented in 2011. But
Yes.
I am curious now, so
Yeah. We were
comment below
stumped.
if you
Yes.
know.
We were stumped. Yeah, let us know. It will be the word of the year in 2025, and then we'll be like, well, you heard it first.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the brand that you ordered this from? Like, what is the company name? It's Traveler?
It's just from Hotel Flaviar.
Oh, sure.
Flaviar.
Okay.
Um,
Was this
it
an
was
Instagram find?
It was an Instagram find.
See.
Yes, it was an Instagram find. Instagram decided that I needed this advent calendar, and they were right, as it turns out.
I believe I'm sold for sure. Well, I
Yeah,
love this. What an adventure. What an advent. Sure.
sure. Yes,
So
it was.
good.
And so far, so good. So I will keep everyone
Please do. We're
posted.
invested now. We got to know the daily. So maybe we can start on day 7 for the whiskey. But then, oh, no. Okay.
It's me.
Okay. Well, Advent. So if you have not had a chance to check out Jam Vent and you are a member of Laurison, I love that, but LauraAllison.party, you can be sure that you're joined in the Culture Corner space in Laura Allison Party. It'll pop up on the left bar of the screen and join Culture Corner, and that is where we have all of our Christmas chaos going. So I have my daily Jam Vent post, and then people are posting their day 4, day 5 Advent items underneath. We have someone doing a vintage button calendar who's not
Yes.
getting their vintage buttons from Sharon. Apparently, this is a huge community. I'm learning a lot. We've got teas, we've got cross stitch. The content is just like out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really
Yep.
fun. So Allyson will be sharing her whiskeys and her tags. So the content for days. So I hope you'll make your way over there. If not for the Advent calendar, then stay for the holiday movie screenings that are starting this week. We're going to watch a lot of chaos.
On Saturday, right? On
Mhm.
Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday night, I'm so so looking forward to Netflix wants me to watch A Merry Gentleman or whatever it's called so
Yes.
badly, but I'm not doing it. I'm not spoiling this for us. All right. We're watching that Chad Michael Murray stripper Christmas movie Saturday night. So clear your
Yeah.
schedules. You're not leaving the house. Let's do this together. Okay.
Yep.
Head
You
over
just
there.
need your own Netflix subscription, which Netflix is really taking care of that this year. And you need to be watching from a Chrome browser. So you need a laptop of some sort. It does not really work in the iPad. So you want to have the browser extension. You can go to the event listing and read all that you need to read to get ready. And we will see you on Saturday on the internet, which is where we all live with each other. So it's going to be real dumb, and I'm looking forward to it immensely.
Me too. Me too.
So
Chad
good.
Michael Murray is making the rounds, Laura. He is in
Yes.
a series of Walmart commercials as well. As
Okay.
some kind of shopping coach.
Okay.
I'm not really getting it. He's like a coach in a locker room, and he's giving a motivational speech, mainly with his hair. He's gotten some very nice hair situations done.
It's very done. It is very done.
Yes, it's very done. He's very proud of it.
Yes.
And he is giving a speech to some football children. Halftime, post game, unclear, but he's talking about shopping at Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't
Why not?
understand it. I don't
Yes.
understand it.
I'm seeing a lot of Allyson Brie as like the Macy's shopping
Yes.
consultant person. And it is
Yes.
also, there's not a lot of like wit or humor, which is really her sweet spot. So it's just kind of her being like, buy these things, I'm beautiful. And I'm just sort of like, huh, what a weird waste of her talent. But I hope
Yeah.
I hope she gets paid. I hope she gets paid.
Somebody is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She looks beautiful.
She looks beautiful, and buy these things. That's the whole point, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So advent calendars, keep them going. It is only the 5th. It does feel surprisingly like it's been December for weeks now.
I agree
But
with that.
we've just started this. Yeah, we've just started
It's true.
this. So yeah, keep it coming. I
Yes.
am excited to start using my tags. I have started consuming the whiskey. So that feels good. Yeah, that feels good.
Worth every
Um,
penny.
Laura,
Yes.
you finished your snowflake sweater.
I did. This is probably why it feels like it's been December for Infinity, because I've been staring at this snowflake. But she's done. She is done. And I've woven in all the ends that could hang out of the bottom. But, you know, I think that's unreasonable for me to finish this whole thing and then have to weave all of these in. So, you know, I have enough positive ease in this garment, which again, positive ease is the amount the garment is bigger than my bust size, the measurement of my bust size. I have enough positive ease where I can get away with what we're calling the thrummed look. We're thrumming. Because I have enough ease where it doesn't really look extra bulky. And this Beatrix yarn, I mean, whatever. It's not really my job to sell yarn anymore, but I work at Stitchworks now. I teach there. And when there's easy access, I just have to say, I freaking love this Juniper Moon Farm
Beautiful.
Beatrix. It is so nice. So this doesn't feel weird on, but that's a bunch of excuses. I do need to weave them all in. But the standard of done for me was just if they're not hanging out the bottom and I don't have to put them in my pocket, we're fine. So it's done. I love it.
I feel like that's, yeah, fine. We support you. We support you.
Yeah.
So where we ended 2 weeks ago was we gave you a pep talk that you needed to teach this class.
Yeah. So I've thrown out some questions on social media to gauge interest. There's enough for me to go ahead with it. So coming this March, we're going to snowflake. So it'll be done just in time for summer, which is perfect timing. But
It's kind of a hoodie.
yeah, it's a vest. It is a vest. And I think that it'll mostly, I think that is a realistic timeline, honestly, to just give people plenty of time to work on it because you're going to need it. But yeah, it'll be out there. I've decided it's going to happen. It's tough, but people really have got their expectations, I feel, uh, they have been mitigated because they
Yeah,
saw how much I bitched and moaned about this. And shout out to Grace Van Moore, who also
I
finished her
know.
Snowflake
I
in time,
saw.
yeah, for her company holiday party. And she used a beautiful blue, which I would highly recommend. Like these holiday adjacent colors are very smart on our part because we can wear this well into the new year and get away with it. So yeah, class is coming. Keep your eyes out in the coming weeks. It's coming. So it'll be there. It's just like Friday tea. I keep teaching that even though I still maintain nobody wants to knit it. And then, a year later, the beautiful Erin
I
finished hers.
know.
So it is possible. You can do it.
Mhm, mhm,
You can
mhm.
do it. I do have a funny little addition. So I got my yarn for my Alilina that'll be yellow this year. And as it turns out, so here's my main color, yellow. I wanted yellow canary, so I've got it. Very pleased. And then my contrast color is this rhododendron color, but check, it's exactly, sorry,
Where
I
did
know,
it go?
can you see it now? Can you see it?
I
Can you
can't
see,
see it. What color is
can you,
it, Laura?
so
I don't see
it's,
it.
it's German, you can't, well, I can't get the camera to,
Well,
anyway.
I love that you are entering into this like beautiful deep plum phase.
It is deep plum era. So I keep shooting for burgundy, but ending up in plum. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. I think this looks great
I love
together.
plum.
Plum is
Yep.
good. This is as much purple as I really have in my life. So I feel right about it. So it's always funny when you really think you're doing something different. It turns out you always sort of have a brand, and that's fine. And that's fine. But that was the big finish this week. Or this past week was the Snowflake Sweater. I did it, y'all. And despite all my bitching, it was kind of fun. It was.
Nice. And how is your body holding up? Because you were talking about how you kind of knit yourself into a crippled state.
Yes, I hurt myself by over knitting this thing. And then I made the decision to not take a roller bag on vacation and to take one that was a backpack situation. So I definitely tweaked my shoulder for a couple of days, but I've learned from the best how to self-treat a knitting shoulder injury. So I really chilled out on it. Really took my time. If I was knitting, I was like sitting back. I was resting my arm. And I feel like I'm back. I feel like I'm back. It's good. I did some PT stretches. I did some of Brooke's nerve flossing as well. He does his flosses, as we know. And those really helped as well. And we're right as rain, and we're not gonna knit with that level of intensity for a while. So that lesson learned. Lesson learned. But I'm
Yeah.
slowly
Well,
back
we all do
to.
it. We all do
Mhm.
it. We get in there, we get in a groove, we decide that the world is for others, and that we are just going to sit on the couch and knit for 18 hours per day. It happens. Yeah, it happens.
It does. And it's really this was the ultimate. We talk about this all the time. Are you a process knitter? Are you a product knitter? And for me, I knew this was going to be all about the product. And I just had to kind of power through the process. I don't think I would say that I enjoy Intarsia, but I really enjoy the results. So there's that. And I feel like that's my pitch for the class. That you may not, the process isn't necessarily going to be a blast, but it helps so much having people do it with you. And the result, it
Misery
really speaks for
loves
itself.
company.
Yep. I mean, I wore
Yeah.
this to my class at Stitchworks on Tuesday, and I sold a bunch of Beatrix in that class because everyone was like, I can't believe that's how that knits up. And everyone was petting me like crazy, which is not my favorite. But it really is when you have to work with those nice fluffy yarns, Yeah, trauma bond through knitting. Shira's onto something there. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm pleased with it. I
Mm-hmm.
am. And now I'm back to reasonable. I have this goal of finishing up my Aegis
I
vest, my
forgot
Aegis
about
covered. I
that.
know. This was originally going to
Yes.
be my holiday thing because I want this to be a class next year too. And this looks
Yes.
like a whole bunch of nothing, but I am back. It's beautiful, like Christmas red. And I am working through the front, and hopefully we'll have this ready by the new year. So I'm excited to kind of put
Wow.
a bow on this year, and then really dive into all the fun things we have coming up for 2025, including a doodle sweater, baby. I'm really excited to go on that
Oh my
journey.
gosh, I know there's
Yeah,
only 2 spots left in the class. It doesn't start for a month. There's only 2 spots left. If you want to join us for Doodle Sweater, I am so excited for Doodle
me too.
Sweater. I can't wait.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um,
yoke along, I saw that you posted our yoke along nights are available now at Laura Ellison Party. Hell yeah.
RSVP babies. Yes, starting the 7th. Ooh, don't hold
Sounds
me to
right.
that. Whatever that Tuesday is, the
I
first
think it's the
Tuesday
7th.
of the 7th. Could be the 7th. Yes, it's the 7th. Thank you. Yay. Confirmed. It is the 7th. Starting on the 7th, Yoke Along is kicking off, which is our 75th annual
That's
Yoke
right.
Along knit yoke sweaters. That's all it takes.
That's right. Circular yoke. We wore ours, our finest today, to remind you of how good they look and how you are just the queen of winter in your circular yoke. So bundles are coming. We've got previous year's bundles that we can refer to, and there's going to be
Nice.
a lot of Iceland folks who are going to be picking up their projects from Iceland, and you are going to be motivated
Including
AF.
me.
So me
Yes.
too. So
Yeah.
very exciting
Yeah.
stuff.
Going to be awesome. And Queen of Yoke Sweaters herself, Leia, is in the chat right now. She is the queen because she has only one yoke along for the past 75 years.
Right.
Yeah, she won by knitting the most yoke sweaters. People don't even try to beat her anymore. That
No.
is the kind of dominance that we're talking about here. So come
Yep.
see how many sweaters that Leia can knit, really.
Yep.
Yeah,
Leia
that's
and her
part of
school
it.
of fish trophies, her angling trophies, really speak for themselves. But even if the title is not necessarily within reach, the fashion is. So we look how
Yeah,
good we look. Look how good we look. Speaks for itself.
yeah, really does. Get on here. Get on here. All right. Laura, I'm only knitting kind of dumb things right now.
Can we see them? The people want to see them.
Yes.
It's a spatchcock chicken. All right. So you've got chicken breasts there. Is that what we're looking at?
Yep. Working on my breasts. So my
Love the color
class,
palette.
emotional. Don't you? Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I found a couple of extra skeins of sunflower heather in Scout, and it really shows based on my work in progress pictures here. But yeah, I'm teaching my emotional support chicken class. Class 2 was last night. We got through this section here. So I am working away on this one. I also have, because of the way the class is, I actually need to make 2 at the same time, 2 at a time. So I also have a green chicken going.
Ooh.
Why not? Yeah.
A gaggle.
So why not? A gaggle of chickens. Yeah. So that's happening. I spoiler alerted everybody on Monday when I wrapped up Sledding Scarf that I have also
extended.
passed on / extended a sledding scarf in,
It's
again,
so beautiful.
Sunflower Heather.
Sunflower Heather.
It will just match everything perfectly in my life.
It's so nice. I mean, that's like when
happen.
I bound off the last couple stitches of my sledding scarf, I was like, well, it will go with literally everything. And I put it on with the outfit I was wearing, and I was like, well, look at that. Speaking of camouflage, it's just going to go with everything.
It's just gonna go with everything. So yeah, so this I'm working on as well. I also really love how much garter stitch there is in my life right now with these chickens and this
Chill.
sledding
So
scarf.
chill.
So that is what I'm working on. I cast on a little hat. Here's a
Now,
little
is this in Scout
hat.
as well?
It's in Camper, actually. This is
Ah,
the Navy Heather of Camper. And it's got a little stitch pattern going on. You can't see it too well, but there's something going on there. And so this little hat is for Shane because he is very good at wearing his hats.
cold.
He is
It
a
gets
bald
cold.
man. He's very cold. And I thought a little navy hat would be nice. And he requested a little more stitch pattern. I made him one that was just ribbing that he wears all the time. So I cast this on as well. So those are the only things right now that I'm working on.
Chill, very chill,
Chill.
and very good TV knitting. So I love to see that.
Yes. Yes. 'Tis the season to watch a lot of shitty Christmas movies, and I am prepped for that with all of my projects. So yeah, teaching this emotional support chicken class and knitting quick because it's kind of at an accelerated pace. Knitting all of the different pieces for my demos has taken up a lot of my knitting time.
No
so
kidding.
thank God I love this process. It is very fun to just be like wrapping and turning and knitting and wrapping and turning and knitting. So yeah, so that is what I'm mainly focused on. And I'm working on some gifts, but those are secret.
Yes, those are off camera, so you cannot.
Off camera secrets. Yes, secrets.
Same.
Yeah, I'm just pumped about the sweaters that I get to cast on in the new year, including the doodle sweater. Also, your zipper sweater class that I'm taking, Laura. Very excited for zipper sweater.
It is exciting. I'm excited you'll be there.
Yeah.
Few spots left for that as well. But yeah, I am excited. Also, Petite Knit has come out with her Dagmar. Is that the cabled sweater that the fancy cable sweater that Megan made for
Megan? Yes.
That she made for the holiday sweater knit along. Petite Knit just made that a zipper sweater pattern as well. So I'm like, here we go. Yeah, Natalie's I think was gown, Nina gown.
Oh yes, man. There's been a lot of
good cable
happening.
Good cable situations. They're in my brain for teaching, but I felt like that zipper sweater one was like whoop whoop, because there's some interesting things going on with the fit there. But anyway, yeah, very exciting stuff. Yeah, the Belle Mullet by Andrea gown. Thank you, Natalie.
Thanks, Natalie.
It was sort of there. I knew there was a gown in there. It's as good as I could do. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff coming, and so it's exciting also to have this time to park it on the couch and just like work on some little things. Just little things. It's nice.
Yeah. I feel good about it. Yeah, I feel good about it. There's lots of kind of stressful sporting events that have been happening lately and that will continue to happen. So it's nice to have chickens to knit where it doesn't really matter if you screw them up, or that sledding scarf where you can just panic knit it too. So big games tonight, Laura, between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Big
I did know
deal.
That. It is a big deal. So we'll see. Do we have any idea what the weather's gonna do?
Well, it doesn't matter because they're going to be in Detroit.
They will. So the dome.
Inside. Yes.
Okay, then.
Yes. And if you are maybe in a fantasy football league on the party and you have Lions or Packers on your team, I would say throw them in the lineup because I think it's going to be a high-scoring game tonight.
Exciting stuff.
Everybody wins. Yeah, everybody wins when it's a high-scoring game. So throw them in. That's my insider tip. That's insider trading right there.
Boop, 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 boop. We're one of those bros with headphones podcast now. Get excited. Management.
Yeah. Just screaming and throwing things.
Mm-hmm.
Over. Yeah. Yeah, we're good at that.
I did see a license plate when we were driving because it's all we did in LA was drive and drive and drive and drive and drive. I saw a license plate that like said MFL, like Monday Night Football, or what MNF, MNF lady. And I was like, is there a lady sportscaster who's really known for being on Monday Night Football? No. Okay.
No.
Okay. So then maybe she's married to somebody on Monday Night Football.
Was it?
Or maybe
MILF,
not.
Laura? Was it MILF?
No, it really wasn't. I know what that means. I don't know. I was like, there's a lot of vanity license plates that were inscrutable. But that one I was like, I wonder if there's like a famous broadcaster that's a lady that's on Monday Night Football. She really committed. Anyway.
No, it's your boy.
Back to the drawing board.
It's your boy Joe Buck and Trey Aikman. They do Monday Night Football, and they fired
ladies.
the one woman who did the pregame. They kicked her off, and they replaced her with Jason Kelsey.
Oh dear. Okay. Well. Okay. No comments about that. I have no opinions or comments about those Kelsey boys or Taylor Swift. No comments whatsoever.
They're great.
So,
absolutely. Yeah, they're great. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, can we kind of move into the culture section real quick? Because I wanted to have a chat with you based on some content that you shared on Instagram today. Yes? All right. Well, this is all sort of under the umbrella. This is all sort of under the umbrella of Spotify Wrapped came out this week. We were looking through our Wraps yesterday, but Allyson shared right before we got on to today's program that she was listening to a band called Coldplay, and she was listening to a song, The Scientist, and thought, is this the best song ever written? And I thought that was very vulnerable to share. And then I needed to double down on the vulnerability because I was very worried about my Spotify Wrapped. And I was right to be. I really messed up my algorithm a lot this year. Been listening to a lot of Billie Holiday on repeat, and it's just whatever. It's the zone I'm in right now. I love her. I'm not ashamed.
I think we got to just take a break there, though, Laura, because you keep saying that you're ruining things by listening to Billie Holiday. And I just feel like this is the wrong attitude to have.
Well, I knew that my Spotify Wrapped was not going to be exactly relatable. I'll just put it that way. But what I was worried about...
That's a different thing than being ruined.
Well,
I also am not a relatable listener.
But this is where the ruined part comes in, because for the last 2 months, I have been listening to Parachutes and A Rush of Blood to the Head, the 2 Coldplay albums, over and over. I've been listening to them a lot and thinking to myself, I really like these. I really, really like these. And then feeling lots of burning shame, and then coming back to the fact that no, I'm listening to this again. It's
good.
Like
it's good. Really okay. It's good. It's so good. The issue with Coldplay is that there is like a jumping the shark moment where they decided that they weren't going to be good anymore, and they were in fact going to be actively terrible and unlistenable, and you live in that world. But when you go back to like, what is that, 2009?
I mean, and I remember one of the first burned compact discs that somebody at my high school made for me had Yellow on it. And I was like, what is this band? This is so in my wheelhouse. This is so what I like to listen to. And everyone else was like Dave Matthews banding and that sort of OARing. And I was like, but this Brit pop, this is what I like to listen to. And
that's one of the first CDs I had. That was like my first.
And it's such a good one. It's such a good one. So I had been listening to Coldplay a lot, and I was living in terror of Wrapped Day because I was like, shit, The Scientist is probably going to be one of my most listened songs. And what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What will I say about that? And I dodged that bullet because Billie, I've just been Billying too much. So thank you, Billie, for everything.
Both an apology and a thank you note.
I do. I owe her big time. I was like, oh God, that's at least like defensible.
Leah coming in with Sparks is the top 10 song for me. Green Eyes? Shut the fuck up. What's the other one? Fix You?
Oh, Fix You, ooh, it was a little fraught for me in my very first relationship. It's hard to listen
Love
to
it.
now, but yes. And I went to that concert. I saw them live that summer that album came out. And as a performer, he is so corny. He just is. He was just on the trajectory of becoming the cornball
Yes.
that he just is. But those songs hit. They hit in person. They really did. Uh, yeah, I mean, Viva La Vida, which, was allegedly stolen.
That was,
Tough.
yeah.
But yeah, Fix You was just sad. Sad and makes me my first
So
boyfriend, so I can't really go back there. But
sad.
it's
But
such yeah,
that's
there's
not an
bangers.
issue with the song. The song is very good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Yes.
bangers. Well, also, so then what led me back was I came across this TikTok of this woman who was like, everybody I know that grew up in Zimbabwe freaking loves Coldplay. And I cannot figure out what's going on. She was an African woman. And she was like, I cannot figure out what was going on until I learned that Chris Martin grew up in Zimbabwe. So he was influenced by a lot of the music that we grew up listening to. So she put together this like songs from my Zimbabwean childhood playlist, 10 out of 10. I really liked that. So I was starting there and I was like, this is acceptable. And then I was like, I think I just want to go listen to Coldplay. And that's where I've been. So you're not alone. You're not alone.
Well, thank God for that. I do feel like the a lot of people were popping up in my comments after being like, holy shit, this song fucking slaps, saying too, why isn't there a way on Spotify for you to pick an artist and then pick some years that you would like to listen to their music? Yeah. And I think about this all the time because artists who never broke up, like
the Rolling Stones.
Yes, like the Rolling Stones, for instance. I would never listen to Rolling Stones radio on Spotify because then you have to like dig through all the shit that they did in the 80s, which is like actually terrible. When really all you want to listen to is the Rolling Stones from like the 60s and the early 70s, which is so good. So that should be like a subcategory on Spotify where you can say like, I would like to listen to this artist from this year to this year, mix them up, play. Let's do this thing.
I do feel like Spotify's algorithm. Yeah, I think that their algorithm is showing some vulnerability to another company at the moment because it feels like it's stuck for a lot of people, and it will be like you like. I mean, off the top of my head, I think Father John Misty, right? It's like you liked Father John Misty. I will put these 2 Father John Misty songs on every single playlist that you listen to. Nothing new, no deep cuts. No. These 2 exact songs, and because you can't
get to a point where now you hear Father John Misty and you want to kill everyone, like full.
I am to the point where I fully block all Father John Misty to get them out of my algorithm, and which is a shame because in like 6 months, I'd probably love to hear like a deep cut of Father John Misty, but it's the only way I can communicate with my fucking algorithm. So I just am saying there's a vulnerability there. I feel like that there's some other company, some other AI could really take over because this is the kind of stuff that would make it a lot more enjoyable. Because right now I feel like I'm being bullied and tortured by my algorithm. It's just like, here's the same thing and the same thing. And also, hey, how about the same thing? And you're like, God damn. No, thank you.
No, thank you. Apple Music people, I get it. They always say that Apple Music is better than Spotify. And also, there is room right now to say Spotify fired 1,500 people from their staff this year, and that's why Wrapped isn't as good as it has been before.
You can tell.
So,
and late.
You can really tell. Yeah, fine for sure. But I use it. I am old enough now where I can say I don't want to learn a new thing. I want the thing that I keep using to work the way that I want it to work.
Yeah, I would just, I don't know what I'm really saying other than I was glad to have my Coldplay secret kept to myself. But I am curious what deep dives that will go down next year and how that will impact the algorithm. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Coldplay, early Coldplay, A+. Revisit it if you haven't dug
And it
into
turns
that
out,
deep dive.
and that's how you
Do
get
it.
to a certain age too, where you're like, you like the early stuff, and you're like, well, that's because I like the early stuff from my life. That's what I like. So there's a common theme there for sure.
The Zimbabwe thing is funny, too, because they really love Coldplay in India too. And in India is weird because they just have their own shit there, and
Their
they don't
entire
know anything that's going on anywhere else. Like these normal, like American or normal, like cultural things that we wouldn't even, like Elvis. No idea who Elvis was. The Beatles, no clue, right? But they know Coldplay because Chris Martin did that song with Beyonce where the video was on Holy.
Yeah.
And we were like,
yeah.
who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And now we love Beyonce, so they Beyonce and they Coldplay. They don't
Right.
know who the Beatles are. They don't know who Elvis is. But you make a music video that's set in Holi and you filmed it in India, those Indians are going to love you forever. And that's serious.
That
love.
Maharishi moved to Iowa, so they weren't really they didn't really keep up with what the Beatles were up to there. So you would think they're Ravi Shankar maybe, but whatever.
No,
okay.
I know. No. They know him. But
yeah,
they didn't
much bigger
to George Harrison of it. They were like, who's
yeah,
this guy?
too many steps.
Weird.
Too many steps. So.
Yep. Totally. So Chris Martin is doing the things he needs to do to make sure that he's making money for the rest of time.
Well, I'm sure that Apple and Moses are accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and he's got to really keep it up. So there you go.
I did see that Apple debuted to French society as a debutante.
Did she really? Well, yeah. I
was on Instagram,
yep.
and I was like, Instagram, why would you think that I'd want? Oh, I do know why you think I would want this information. Yeah, I do. The algorithm is clear. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. No notes. Yeah, this is how it's supposed to
Got
work.
it.
So cool. Thanks. Now I know.
Good
Apple's
Lord.
doing just fine. She's like a real woman in France, Laura, in case you were worried about Apple.
I just never have, nor will I. But good for her. Good for her. I do not worry. Worry is not really doesn't come into the equation.
No, definitely not. She's fine. She's gonna be fine. Yeah.
All
right. Anything else you doing over there other than listening to Coldplay?
That's all I do. No, I mean, I think that's plenty. Eating a lot of jam, and doing some, just general holiday vibes. Got the place decorated, feeling good about it, and just want to enjoy these fleeting couple of weeks before it's just gross out and there's not even cool lights to look at. So there we are.
Yeah, nice.
What about you? Any just more sports? You got sports coming up. And some classes tonight.
Sports and bad Christmas movies that I'm watching. A whole bunch of really bad ones. Hallmark and Netflix had a merge somewhere along the line. So there's a bunch of really bad Hallmark Christmas movies on Netflix. I don't know how they pick them. But there's a few. And the issue that I've always had with Hallmark Christmas movies is that they are uninteresting. Generally incredibly boring. And I like the ones that the other channels do, because those are the ones where you're dealing with time travel, or somebody's grandma comes back to life,
right.
or
Naturally.
Santa's around doing shit. The magical ones are the ones where you're just like, what's going on? Okay, I'm in. I don't really need to watch a whole movie about how you're going to Germany to be in a Christmas market. That's not 90 minutes worth of my time. Oh, the one man you talk to is the guy you're going to fall in love with? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no wonder people are so disappointed in their love lives. You have to do a little more work than that. Just a little.
Right? Come on. There's a lot of people out there. Yeah. You got to, he's the son of the guy that you happen to be staying with because your grandma knew him. It's not that easy. I promise you.
Yeah.
So yeah, generally Hallmark ones, they're not it for me. I did quite enjoy, and maybe this will be a little homework for you, Laura, so we can
Okay.
talk about it next week.
Okay.
The new Lindsay Lohan Netflix
Oh,
movie.
yeah. You did like it. Okay. Because that Irish Wish, I've never finished. I couldn't
I
do
never
it.
started. No,
Couldn't
didn't
do
do it.
it. It was so bad.
This one has a couple of other stars in it. It's called Our Little Secret or something about a little secret. We've got Lindsay Lohan. We've got Kristen Chenoweth.
Ah, okay.
We've got Tim Meadows.
Oh, yes. Great. Hope he's doing well.
He's doing
That's enough for me. I mean, that's great.
I think that's it. Those of you who made it through all 76 seasons of Pretty Little Liars may recognize Hot Teacher as the main love interest. Who can even say what any of those storylines were? Kind of dated the long brown-haired one that didn't end up being the killer. Whatever that guy's name is. I always liked when he popped up on Pretty Little Liars, and he's doing great. Having actual chemistry with Lindsay Lohan, whose face is doing a lot better. So I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up.
A lot of talk about that on the social media, but yep, she's had the Christina Aguilera good work wherever they're going. So interesting stuff.
Yeah. There's a couple times where she cries and you're like, ooh, stop making her try to cry. It doesn't work well. But when she's not trying to cry, I think she does a great job.
She's photographing beautifully. So there we are.
Yeah. And there's a few moments where she has like physical comedic timing. Just like in her younger years.
She does have talent.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. So clear 90 minutes out of your schedule over the next week, Laura. I'd love your thoughts on it. And those of you who are, watching this, if you want to participate in our discussion of Our Little Secret on Netflix, and we will be talking about Our Merry Strippers or whatever we're watching on Saturday night.
Yeah, it'll be a whole rundown next week, so you won't want to miss it.
You won't want to miss it. Yeah, you won't want to miss it. All right. Well, I've got a chicken to knit. Laura, you've got some more jam to eat.
I do.
Yeah. Tough schedule for us.
Holiday time.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We will be back next week. Who even knows? More labels,
content,
more whiskeys, so much content. Have a great rest of your week, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.